Hi, my name is Jussi Kaatrasalo. I'm a light designer and operator of theatre play Harmaat Pantterit, which had its premiere here at Kerava-Sali on February 2015. Harmaat Pantterit was the first production in Finland that ETC Search for LED Series 2 fixtures were used as front wash. On this video I will tell you about my experience with those fixtures, just as I did on Stage 2015 workshop we had here for Finnish lighting professionals 2 weeks after Harmaat Pantterit premiere. I first saw this LED profile at Plaza Show London 2014, and 2 months later I visited ETC London office and spent 1 day to get familiar with this product. I wanted to know if we finally can have LED profile that is bright enough and gives us the quality of colors and dimming we need from our front wash devices. And I was convinced that this Search for LED Series 2 is a product I want to see on real life. And at the end, we used 10 devices that gave us most of the front lights. And obviously we used them together with our halogen profiles. The one thing that is nice with these profiles is that if we want to focus them, it's easy because we get them on quite easily from the back of the device, and even if it has been on for several hours doing rehearsals, it's still cold. It doesn't get hot. It might sound a little thing, but believe me, it's a big thing. We were going to have and hang these LEDs 2 weeks before the premiere, so I thought that I can make a patch ready before that. I opened the patch window of my Cobalt only to realize that there are more than 10 different templates available. I understood that before I can make a patch, I need to know in what mode I will use these fixtures. And to be able to make that decision, I need to have one device so I can test different modes. I actually got one device from local distributor Studiotech, and really quickly I found out that I will use these LEDs on HSIC mode. I wanted to have strobe, at least for testing, because I wanted to see that on real venue. And I also wanted to have auto fan. I did not select the redshift, or maybe it's better to say that I didn't select automatic redshift, since all the time I was able to use manual redshift. The first sequence that I will show you is the sequence I made for Stage 2015 workshop. It's about dimming these LEDs with halogens. What we have here is one halogen profile spot and one LED profile spot. And we can fade them down in 10 seconds. So 10 seconds to blackout. Obviously, since the other one is halogen, the color of the light changes when we fade it down. If I was using redshift, the LED profile would do the same thing. In next queue there is LED fronts and Fresnel backlights. And what happens here, of course, as we all lighting professionals knows, the Fresnels, those one we see later than these profile spots. Then to blackout in 10 seconds. So there was many profiles, many Fresnels. Let's take one profile, one Fresnel, so we can see the difference. And then to black out in 10 seconds. This time the Fresnel disappears a bit later than the profile. Let's take one Fresnel and let's take the other profile. Obviously we see the light from the profile first, but then to black out in 10 seconds. This time, both lights disappears exactly at the same time. The funny thing is that the first profile was the halogen, and this second one, that was LED. So when I saw this one, I thought that, okay, it doesn't matter if you have halogen, if you have LED. In this case, when we have these ETC short for series 2 LEDs, that doesn't matter because different kind of devices, different kind of fixtures, if we are using many kind of or different type of dimmers, then the lights, when we are doing the fade to blackout, the lights goes to blackout in different times. So if there is something disturbing, then we should just use channel times. But it doesn't matter if it's LED or if it's halogen. So here we have this all. We have halogen profile, LED profile, and Fresnel. And to black out this time in 15 seconds. The only thing that tells us that there is LED is that the color doesn't change. But if we are using redshift, I tested that one, if we are using redshift, we don't see any difference when we are fading down. The other thing is that, okay, now these all 3 spots are at full. If we go to 50%, then obviously the color changes. If the dimming is good, I mean it's something we can use in theater with halogens, what about the color? That's the next question. And this is the test sequence, once again, for the Stage 2015 workshop that I made, and it's about the color. I must admit that my first question is, can we do the color I'm used to have, can we do it with these LED fixtures, like Li-35, for example? But what is Li-35? Here on stage, we have Li-35. That one is Li-35. This one is Li-35. If you have different kind of fixture, you might get different kind of color. I have the same fixture, ETC Revolution, but the other one is on the bridge and the other one is above the stage. So that means that because the distance is different, obviously the other one is brighter. And because the other one is brighter, the color looks to be different. If I want to have the same brightness, I need to dim that revolution above the stage, in this case, to 25%. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same brightness, but it's quite close, at least here live at Kerava-Sali. I know it's a bit different when you are looking the video. But anyway, now the color is totally different. Of course it is, because that's halogen and we have dimmed it down. Now, could I have that same color with the same kind of fixture? ETC Revolution halogen. I tried, but I couldn't, because there is a gel and the distance is different. Can I get the same color with LED? I guess that one on that wall is quite close. So this is the reason why I didn't want to use the redshift. Isn't it so that as designer and as operator, we want to select both things. We want to select the brightness of the light. We want to select the color of the light. So, at least for me, it feels that redshift is good thing, but it does the color automatically. Now I can find exactly the color I want to have. So, I had tested dimming, I had tested the colors, and I was convinced that yes, we can use these LED profiles as a theater front lights. Harmaat pantterit is quite traditional theater play. There is 10 actors, a lot of talking, no music, no dancing. We are basically at the same room all the time, both acts, first act and second act. So there is not much happening in lighting either. It's a comedy. It has been really popular comedy. We have had many sold out evenings. During this play, time goes on all the time. There is many days, weeks. We go from the winter to the summer. So there is many blackouts written to the script. So we thought that if we have 6 seconds, 10 seconds blackout in every other minute or after every 5 minutes or so, it gets really boring. So we decided that we go really fast to the blackout. It's a comedy, so it's nice to have fast blackout after the latest joke. And then we lift up the change light. This change light is on for 6 seconds or 12 seconds, depending how many actors has to change their places or if there is something else that happens on stage. And then when the little change music, as I said, it's 6 seconds, 12 seconds, is over, we lift up the lights really fast. So as you see, the fades to the blackouts and the fades from the blackout is so fast that that's why I didn't use the redshift to get those LEDs matched with halogens. And still I think that if we have 10 seconds crossfades or something like that, I would use manual redshift. There is other scene that I want to show you. I'm running the show with my iPhone. This is about the preacher having his preach. I didn't mention that we made that change light with the colors with LED fixtures too, but so we didn't have other devices for the change lights. We were able to use same front lights as we are using now for the change light, so that's a nice thing with LEDs. And on the next cue, the whole stage goes to red, and the preacher is somewhere here. I guess so. Yes, this one is ETC Revolution. And this red light is made with that LED Series 2 fixtures. And then in the end of the bridge, when the preacher is yelling Amen, we are using strobe. And this strobe comes from LED Series 2 fixtures. It's really good for the theater, I think. The normal strobe effects we get from moving devices, they would be a bit too strong for this kind of cue. And then the bridge is over, and we go back to the same space as we were before the bridge. If I'm happy with these fixtures, yes, I am. If it was easy to work and easy to program this theater play with these LEDs, I must admit that when you are using new technology, it's always different, and I think I'm better light operator with LEDs next time when I'm using them. But as I said, next time when I'm using them, because we were that happy with these fixtures that we are going to buy them. They are really good for this venue, for Kerava-Sali, and I hope that as many operators as possible can have a chance to test those fixtures at their own venue. And if you do, good luck, have fun. Thank you.